to the Dean and the Associate Deans, the distinguished faculty, alumni, colleagues, the student speaker, parents, friends, and the University of Washington School of Public Health graduates of the class of 2017. I greet you in the name of peace. Class of 17, I'm reliably told that you are the smartest and the most diverse and the best looking class of any to graduate from this school. Graduates, your chosen field of public health is as wide as the world. Your mission is the welfare of humankind. You join a project that has engaged the best and the brightest, the most hopeful and caring and dedicated and idealistic throughout the ages. A monumental turning point in that project came in the middle of the last century. Please consider these words. We, the peoples of the United Nations, determined to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights, in the dignity and worth of the human person, in the equal rights of men and women, and of nations large and small, and to establish conditions under which justice and respect for the obligations arising from treaties and other sources of international law can be maintained, and to promote social progress and better standards of life in larger freedom. And for these ends, to practice tolerance and live together in peace with one another as good neighbors, and to unite our strength to maintain international peace and security, and to ensure, by the acceptance of principles and the institution of methods, that armed force shall not be used save in the common interest, and to employ international machinery for the promotion of economic and social advancement of all peoples, have resolved to combine our efforts to accomplish these aims. So begins the preamble to the Charter of the United Nations, which was affirmed some 70 years ago through representatives assembled not far from here in the city of San Francisco. And the fundamental peace mission of the United Nations is more vital today than ever. Today's world, characterized by ever greater integration, thanks to technology and travel, but at the same time, great alienation. It is the world of the largest ever youth generation, 1.8 billion strong. And we also have the greatest number of people over the age of 60 in world history, a testament in great part to the triumph of public health over the last 100 years. And yet, there's still this unconscionable fact. Today, we also witness the largest number of people ever in history shocked by war and violent conflict. Over 65 million fleeing refugees and an ever greater number of internally displaced people. Conflict and climate change compound each other with competition for scarce resources, land, energy, water, a factor among the root causes of violence in many parts of our world. And it is women and children who typically bear the brunt of such crisis and displacement, with their lives disrupted and with diminished hope. In answer to these crises, the 193 member states of the United Nations recently adopted unanimously goals for the sustainable development of our planet. And the Sustainable Development Goals identify actions to be taken during the next decade through the year 2030, such as an end to poverty, zero hunger, better health and well-being for all, education, clean water, decent jobs, equality, and there's 17 of these goals. and they're planned to all work together. They're indivisible. Each one affects the other. And the big aspiration, as articulated by United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, is to leave no one behind. Nevertheless, I'm willing to confess, I may have a favorite. And it's not the health goal. It's goal number 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. And to explain that, I'm going to tell you a story about my friend Fatina, who is just 10 years old. In her mountain community, livestock are highly valued, and it is her duty to look after the household, to wake up early in the morning, to fetch water for her relatives as well as for the animals. She's expected to adhere to cultural traditions that span hundreds of years, and which may only allow her to complete a few years of schooling, because the preeminent priority is going to be on Fatina preparing herself for marriage in just a few years, not her education. There is unlikely to be any consideration of Fatina's own independent ideas or dreams, which is not the case for her brothers. Fatina really doesn't know much about how the human body works. Yet, at the moment of menstruation, she will be deemed ready to become a woman, and she will face powerful pressure to undergo certain rituals that may put her at risk for HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. She's highly likely to start bearing children before the age of 18, with all of the attendant risks of death and morbidity in childbirth due to her immaturity. Today, there are literally millions of Fatinas in all corners of the globe, and my story intertwines with hers. As we seek to help Fatina in my UN team, if we pay close attention, we find that her experience, in turn, will inform and inspire us in our broader mission. If her country is safe from war, her future prospects will increase. If the education and the health system is strong, her life will be uplifted. Peace, strong, stable, just institutions. And in my own immigrant story, coming to the United States from Panama at the age of 7, being shifted from one culture to another made me look much more closely at cultural imperatives and to question certain premises. I made my way as a 20-year-old to the first United Nations International Women's Conference, which took place in Mexico City. That was in 1975. Later, I attended landmark UN conferences, such as the one on population and development in Cairo, and then the next year, 1995, the Women's Conference in Beijing, where we boldly declared women's rights are human rights. And we coined the term reproductive health to relate issues of childbirth and reproduction to women's free choices. And as a young pediatrician, through my work on child protection and on HIV, I came to understand that the individual problems of my tiny patients fit a pattern that I was not going to be able to resolve on my own. So like you, graduates, I sought the wisdom of this faculty, and I'm forever grateful to the departments and the allied partners that guided my footsteps. I witnessed here at the University of Washington the interplay between local factors and global factors. I participated in surveys in Washington and Oregon states in their departments of public health under the direction of Dean Gil Oman and Dr. Mark Oberle. I went to rural Mozambique with an international health alliance led by Steve Gloyd and Nancy Anderson and others to alert midwives on how to avert HIV infection in their daily practice in their village. And later, as you heard, I worked at foundations on international public health at the policy level. And today, I'm most proud to represent UNFPA, the United Nations Population Fund, long led by the late renowned public health giant, Dr. Babatunde Oshotimehin, to whom I pay tribute today. UNFPA is the international agency with the largest reach in providing vital sexual and reproductive health services, family planning, and contraception for some of the world's most vulnerable women and girls. We work with governments and communities to ensure that every pregnancy is wanted, every childbirth is safe, and every young person's potential is fulfilled. And what we have learned from Fatina and her sisters and her community is that the health and welfare of society at large depends on the health and welfare of individuals, of the most vulnerable members of society. And in truth, the future belongs to a 10-year-old girl. When her health is jeopardized, when she is denied basic information and an understanding of her own body functions, of human sexuality, she is free to be victimized and to be trafficked. When she is prevented from having a choice in the timing and number of her children, when she's deprived of education and personal fulfillment, it is not just the 10-year-old girl who is affected. Her community, her country, and all of us suffer as well when her human potential goes unrealized. And when a girl is able to exercise her rights, to stay healthy, to complete her education, and make decisions about her own life, she wins, and everyone around her wins. Poverty is reduced across the society, productivity increases, democracy flourishes, infant mortality goes down, health and welfare improve across the entire society. Dear graduates, the lesson of Fatina is this, and it echoes something that our student speaker has said. National and global action necessary to address the local, to leave no one behind. Local action, equally necessary to inform the global. There's an African proverb that says, depend upon one to count to two. Plato said it like this, you cannot conceive the many without the one. Graduates, it is this understanding that illustrates the importance of your commitment to excellence in your particular area of service. As you embark on the next exciting phase of your public health career, without strong institutions, without peace, without a strong health system, our efforts to help girls at the pivotal age of 10 may falter. And the health proposition as a whole may falter because every part of the framework determines the functionality and the completeness and the strength of the whole working system. I'd like to add that part of that framework is the importance of partnership. The UN, for example, brokers effectively and efficiently government partnerships. We partner with communities, with regional groupings, private business, and with philanthropies and donors. And I'd like to say that notable among the philanthropies focused on the health of the public is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Its president, Chris Elias, who leads their global development program, is a strategist and a visionary leader and a fellow member of my class here at the University of Washington School of Public Health. So yes, the story of public health is one of resounding success. Yet, there are as yet many unwritten chapters, much left to be accomplished by you. Class of 2017, look around you. It's been tremendous to see and appreciate the support that you have in this auditorium today and that you will continue to have from your parents and guardians, from your mentors, friends, and significant others, many of whom are here with us today, and others who may not be here physically because of distance or perhaps because of spiritual transition, but their love will buoy you across time and space. So share your life with the people you love, and share your story with people you don't know as you listen and reciprocate. In other words, choose the option to build bridges, to explore rather than to repel difference, and to humanize your work. Look to your left, look to your right. Metaphorically speaking, this is your cohort. This is the group that represents friendships and relationships you have made that will last you for a lifetime, that will nurture and support you throughout your career. And in just a few moments, you become an alum too. Join the UW Alumni Association and keep your connections here alive. As a UW product, be responsive, be thankful, and give back with pride to your community, including this school, which has challenged you, which I'm sure has maybe stressed you out at times, but it has gotten you to the point of your fantastic achievement here today. Be gold and be bold, and look up, because many of the challenges you're going to face will appear daunting. Do not let what you cannot do tear from your hands what you can. Your vision and your talents are sorely needed today. Therefore, focus on what you can do, like never before. Look up because the sky is the limit, and you now have the confidence that comes from being well prepared. Beyond that preparation, engage your imagination and your ingenuity. Innovate, and give yourself the thrill of solving some of the world's hardest problems, because these difficult issues are going to be the most engaging you'll find. As examples, there's much work left to be done on pandemics, known and unknown, and our university graduate, Dr. Mary Bassett, is doing that with Ebola and Zika as head of the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. You will find statistical challenges to track the care and the medications of an ever-mobile, ever-restless population, which is part of the preoccupation of demographers and statisticians. And you will need to resolve some of the intergenerational effects on health, as Professor Irvin Emanuel pioneered here at this great school. So never hesitate to put your own ingenuity into the mix. Look up, be resolute, take every opportunity to defend the rights of women and girls. It's the smart thing to do, and it is the right thing to do. My friend Fatina is going to be 25 years old in the year 2030, which is the reach of the Sustainable Development Goals. Will she be benefiting from world progress by then? So look up and allow yourself to be inspired and informed by both the local and the global, and keep yourself in the optimism lane. And as you look around, remember to look after yourself too. Recognize the power of looking inward, whether we call it meditation, prayer, or reflection. Know yourself and heal yourself. Pace yourself so you don't get tired in the battle. The world needs your talent, and to be good for others, you must also be good to yourself. Recognize the power of beauty to renew and restore. So enjoy the beauty of nature and recharge with your friends, or in solitude with music, or walk at the shore, or whatever it is that brings you peace and serenity. Because my wish for you is unlimited horizons. May this glorious day, so full of possibility, continually figure as a source of inspiration to you. Forge your imprint upon the health of your local community and of planet Earth. We need your capacity, we need your smarts, we need your caring, and your determination. Dearest School of Public Health class of 2017, you have earned your laurels. Go forth and wear them with pride. Thank you very much.